Hey, fellow food enthusiasts! Today, I'm going to reveal some incredible tips for making the ultimate meatloaf, a dish that'll surely impress at your next family dinner or potluck. Let's dive in. First things first, let's talk about the meat. Yes, it's crucial. I recommend a mix of ground beef and pork for that perfect balance of flavor and juiciness. You'll want to go with a 70-30 mix, giving you just enough fat to keep things moist without being greasy. Next up, the binding ingredients. Instead of just tossing in plain old breadcrumbs, let's jazz it up. I mix breadcrumbs with some milk. It keeps the loaf super tender. Add to that a couple of beaten eggs, and you're on your way to meatloaf magic. Now for the flavor enhancers, onions and garlic are non-negotiables here. Sauté them first to bring out their sweetness and ensure your meatloaf isn't packing any harsh raw flavors. Here's where you can get creative: herbs and spices. A little thyme, a dash of paprika, and some Worcestershire sauce will give your meatloaf a deep, savory profile that's just irresistible. Don't forget salt and pepper, of course. Mixing is key. Use your hands, but treat your meat gently. Overmixing will toughen the proteins, and we want a loaf that's tender and breaks apart just right. Now let's shape our loaf. You can go traditional with a loaf pan, but I prefer shaping it on a baking sheet. It cooks more evenly that way, and I get more of that delicious crust. Before it goes into the oven, top it off with a simple glaze. Ketchup, brown sugar, a little vinegar. Whisk it together and slather over the top. This glaze will caramelize beautifully, giving a sweet and tangy finish that's just mouth-watering. Bake at 350° F for about an hour. Remember, you're aiming for that internal temperature of 160° F. Once done, let it rest for a few minutes before slicing. This pause helps all those tasty juices redistribute, so they don't just run out onto your cutting board. And there you have it, folks. Meatloaf that's moist, flavorful, and sure to be a hit. Serve it up with some creamy mashed potatoes and a side of greens, and you've got a meal that's comfort food at its very best. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. Smash that like button if you love a good meatloaf, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome recipes. Until next time, happy cooking!